person and the things that he did to the Imam alayhi salam. The first thing is, Imam alayhi salam was living in Medina, because as you may already know, Medina is the headquarters for Imamah. Most of our Imams started their Imamah in Medina, and they were forced to relocate from that place to other places, including Imam al-Rida alayhi salam and Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam, Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam. These people were scattered from Medina. So you can say the customary headquarters of Shia was Medina. Anyway, so the Imam alayhi salam started his campaign, started his divine mission in Medina, and he started to speak about the truth of Islam. He started to preach the reality of Islam, and he, just like his forefathers, Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam and Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam, whenever he had a chance, he started to speak about Islam. He started to teach the people the right way and the true path of Islam. Anyway, when Mutawakkil, or better to say Al-Mutawakkil, became the caliph, he was a paranoid person. You know, he constantly believed that Imam is constantly trying to overthrow his kingdom, and he's trying to overthrow his reign. And this report from the governor of Medina was a last bullet to this belief. He started to actually act upon his belief, and sent someone just like Ma'mun to make the Imam to relocate from Medina to Samarra, which was a military city at that time. It was a newly built city. It was a military camp at the beginning, but it started to grow to be a military city, and it was used for military purposes. Anyway, so he forced the Imam to relocate from the customary and first headquarters of Shia, first headquarters of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, to move to Samarra. Imam alayhi salam acted just like his grandfather, Imam al-Rida alayhi salam. His Ahlul Bayt started to mourn for him, and there were quite a lot of lamentation for the Imam, because he knew, just like his grandfather, there isn't any way to get back to Medina. So the Imam started to live in Samarra. Mutawakkil was a very interesting person, because he on the surface he tried to show that he actually loves the Imam, but in his heart had this very great despise of the Imam. He never liked the Imam. He never tried to show him the proper respect, but all he did was just in surface, just to deceive the public opinion about his relationship with his cousin, Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam. And he was also jealous. He was, he was envious towards the savant and knowledgeable statue of the Imam alayhi salam. There were numerous occasions that he tried to disrespect the Imam alayhi salam. In one of the occasions, he actually hired an Indian magician who was kind of skillful in doing some magic stuff. Anyway, in a very important meeting, at the meal, he started to mock the Imam. What he did was, when the Imam reached for a piece of bread, for a loaf of bread to pick it up, he did his thing, and the bread shot away from the Imam's hand, and some people started to laugh at the Imam, and he thought that's a good way to disrespect the Imam and humiliate the Imam alayhi salam. Anyway, And that very moment, Imam alayhi salam referred to a painting behind that Indian magician which was painted with a lion. The painted lion came to life and attacked that magician, just like what happened with Harun and Musa ibn Ja'far alayhi salam, and what happened with Ma'mun and imamreza alayhi salam. The lion attacked the person and actually devoured him completely. It was a moment of showing strength, divine strength of the Imam to the non-believers. And that moment, Al-Mutawakkil was just like his forefathers. He was flabbergasted. He was amazed. He didn't know what to do. Anyway, so his plot to disrespect the Imam at that session was destroyed. Anyway, and his last try to disrespect the Imam and humiliate the Imam was in a very interesting moment. They were in a way, and he ordered the Imam and some of his courtiers to dismount and start walking on a very hot weather. And his real intention was to harass the Imam himself, but he wanted to show that the Imam alayhi salam was not alone the person who was ordered to dismount. He ordered some other people to also dismount from their horses and start walking. The Chamberlain of Al-Mutawakkil says, I saw the Imam in that very bad situation, his hand was injured, he was sweating all over the place, and he was very upset. I got close to him and wanted to conciliate the Imam and soothe the pain he was going through. And at that moment, Al-Mutawakkil was mounted on his horse, and from the behind, he was enjoying the suffering he was inflicting to the Imam alayhi salam. It was enjoyment for himself. The person says, who is called, if I'm not mistaken, Zarrafa, he says, I went to the Imam and said, don't be mad at your cousin Al-Mutawakkil. He doesn't mean any harm to you. It's just a public order, not just for you, for a lot of other people, as you can see, they are walking with you. So it's just a royal decree and you should obey it. It's just nothing personal. Imam alayhi salam, he says, Imam alayhi salam looked at me with quite an anger, and started to recite the verse 65 of Surah Al-Hud. The ayah says, تمتعوا في داركم ثلاثة أيام ذلك وعد غير مكذوب. Imam alayhi salam kind of like cautioned him to be careful with what you say, and his reign is about to be finished. The person says, when I heard this ayah, this verse from Ali ibn Muhammad, it was very hard for me. On that very day, after this situation, I called upon a very knowledgeable person who was a friend of mine and was a savant and knowledgeable person, and he was Shiite person. He was the companion of the Imam, and asked him about the meaning of this behavior of the Imam and the meaning of him reciting the ayah. When the person heard the whole story, he says he was bright white out of anger and said, I hate this person. I hate Al-Mutawakkil, and I'm telling you, if you wanna stay away from the Allah's wrath for this person, please stay away from the court and don't go to the court, and get everything out of that court, because in mere 3 days there will be a very bad situation for al-Mutawakkil, because he's gonna die either by natural death or by assassination. That's wa'dun ghayr makdhub. That's something which is gonna happen, and it's but because it comes from the infallible Imam al-Ma'soom, and who is not lying, and who is not the person who claims something which is not real. I was troubled when I heard this story, and when I heard the meaning of it from my savant friend. So I was aware from the situation until after 3 days I heard that al-Mutawakkil was assassinated, and one of the ringleaders of this act was his son al-Mu'taz. So you see, these are very important situations. In the first story, al-Mutawakkil tried to disrespect the Imam, and he saw what happened to the Indian magician. In the second story, he himself tried to disrespect the Imam and saw the consequences of what's going to happen to a person who disrespects these holy family. They are the progeny of Rasulullah alayhi salam. They are the most important people you can find on earth after the Prophet himself. They are the mediator of Allah's blessing for the people. And there's a good point that should be mentioned at the end of my speech tonight, which is very important, I believe. We have a very important dua, a ziyarah, a written pilgrimage for the infallible Imams, which is quite recommended, especially it is recommended with by the 12th Imam, Imam al-Mahdi, Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajuh Sharif. He says, recite this ziyarah, and the ziyarah is Jami'atul Kabira. You have heard the name. I think it's very famous and well-known ziyarah among Shiite people. Ziyarat Jami'atul Kabira. And it's good to know, it's a very interesting fact that this ziyarah, this important written pilgrimage, was narrated from Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam. Yeah, from our 10th Imam, Ali ibn Muhammad al-Hadi al-Naghi alayhi salam. Dear brothers and sisters, at the end of my speech, I highly recommend you to recite this ziyarah, especially tonight, which is the birthday anniversary, the eve of birthday anniversary of Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam. It contains a lot of high meanings, and it's very highly recommended for the people. I hope you have the chance and have the honor to recite this narration, and I, from inside the holy shrine of imamreza alayhi salam, try to pray for all of you. And I am the Naib al-Ziyarah for all of our dear viewers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.